still.
Everyone, today we are looking at P4 2024 Tao Nan. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get right into it. I'm going to start from the most difficult question, which is the one at the back. Okay, then I'll just do all of the problem sums. Now, as you can see over here, right, a lot of students ask me, right, is this a guess and check? Let's see whether if this is a guess and check. Okay, can I get you all to read this last question first? Ready? Let's go. 244 apples
were packed into a total of 35 square and round boxes.
Wait, right? Because you realize that this 35 square and round boxes, right? It can be 34 square boxes and one round box, right? It can also be like 30 square and one round, five round. It can be 20 square and then 15 round. Agree or disagree? Okay. Okay, so you are absolutely correct. This has to be what we call a guess and check. So if it's a guess and check, you're going to draw a guess and check table. Whenever you draw a guess and check table, ask yourself, what are the different units that we have over here? We have apples.
Apples, we need boxes,
Absolutely. What kind of boxes?
round
Square.
boxes.
Very good.
And
SB square boxes. Understand?
Hey, that's what I did.
Then we will have apples once again. But these apples are for the round boxes. And finally, what we have is the last column, which is what we call check. Agree? Okay, let's do random. We start with the first one. Dear Joseph, what should the number be? Always start from half. Girls, you understand or not? All right, always start from half. Always start from half. 35? What is half of that? What is half of that? You know, half of that, we can't get half, right? So I will probably just try somewhere in the middle. Is that okay? So like maybe 18 over here, 18 square boxes over here. You get what I'm trying to say? If I have 18 square boxes over here, okay, these square boxes, there are 8 apples, so 8 times 18. Are you understanding or not understanding? Okay, you get to 144. If there are 18 square boxes, then how many round boxes are there? We will have 17. Then what we'll do is 17 times something. What's the round boxes? 6. So 17 times 6, which is equals to 102. Make sense? Okay? Then when you add them up together, you get to 246. But what is the question really asking us to find? We want to get to an answer of 244. True? So check, correct or wrong? Definitely this is a wrong. Okay? But you can see that we are very near to our answers. So let's try number 2 since we are very near already. All right, number 2, let's try. Okay, since we got too big, we're going to bring it down by 1. So 17 over here. All right, if it's 17, we go 8 times 17. In this situation, 8 times 17, we get to 136. Okay, in terms of apples is going to be what? It's going to be 35 minus over 17. We get to 18 over here. Then we go 18 times 6. Okay, if you want, right, you can also write it down. Like, for example, for round boxes, you write 6. For this, you write 8. You get what I'm trying to say? Okay, so when we have 18 times 6, we get to an answer of 108. Okay, when we add them up together, 108 plus 136, we get to 244. And that's the reason why this is absolutely correct. But of course, you don't just give it as such. All right, the question saying what? How many what? Square boxes were used. So therefore, your answer for this question has to be 17 square boxes. Now, in question number 9, right, it says that rope X was 232. So I'll write X is equals to 2322 cm first. Rope Y was 1065. So I'll write to 1065 cm. Okay? Can you understand? All right, so that's the first thing that I will do. Now, I cannot draw a model, or can I draw a model? If I want, I can draw a model, definitely, right? So X is over here, Y is over here. We know that X is definitely longer. Do we also know longer by how much? We definitely know, right? It's longer by their difference in this situation. Their difference in this situation is 2322 minus 1065. We get to 1257 cm. Okay, so what I will do is I'll first have 1257 cm written down nicely over here. Can see? All right. Now, once we have 1257 nicely written down over here, I can move on to the next sentence. Okay, the next sentence says, after the keyword is
Same. Ito.
So if I were to cut the same, how should I show it in my model? Should I go and chip chop curry pok here? Where should I chip chop curry pok? Should I chip chop curry pok here and do this? No, it doesn't look the same. You agree or disagree? I think it will be better if you remove from the same part in the mortar. Like this. So once you are done with this, then you are going to read the next sentence. The next sentence specify that rope X was 4 times. If rope X was 4 times, then we are going to go to rope X. And we're going to say that this entire thing is how many units? 4 units, right? That means to say rope Y is how many units? 1 unit, right? So then we will use the famous mirror image, right? When 1 unit goes into the mirror, who does 1 unit see? 1 unit sees itself, 1 unit see itself. So if this is 1 unit, this is also 1 unit. That means to say this is how many units? This will be 3 units, or this shall be 3 units, right? So we know that 3 units is going to be 1, 2, 5, 7 centimeters. We're going to get to 1 unit first. What is 1 unit? 1, 2, 5, 7 divided by 3. We get 419 centimeters. Of course, once you have Mr. Greenman, you want to read the next sentence. The question saying what? What was the length that was cut from each of the rope? Well, isn't this easy, right? Because you already know that 1 unit is 419, right? So this is 419. So what I will do is I will show you that this is 419. Do you all still recall what is the length of Y? The length of Y is how much? You all still recall the length of Y is 1065. Isn't that true? Right? So my job is to find out these X over here. My job is to find out X over here. You understand or don't understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the row cut out. I'm trying to find that. I will just have to do 1065 minus away 419. 1065 minus away 419. We get to an answer of 646 cm, and that's your answer for this question. So once you're here, right, what you're going to do also, you're going to convert, right? You got to convert this to what? Meters and cm, right? So it's 6 meters and 46 cm. Why is that so? Because 6 meters is actually goes to 600 centimeters, okay? So actually, this is my answer for this question. All right, so this question, right, whenever you see a question like that, we know this is 100% what we call a number of sets. Nose concept. Okay? All right, in the first part, right, I think most of us can do easily. So because in the first part we all can do, I'm not going to go through that. All right, I want to ask to go through Miss Gopa. Miss Gopa took a group of students, all right, to the, not Miss Boba. Hello. His name is Miss Moba. Hello. Miss Gopa took a group of students to the theme park. The total amount she paid to enter the theme park was how much? $60.80. And she brought a group of students. So we're going to start from $60.80 as my total first.
Okay.
Break it up into a few parts. Okay, the first part that I have, as you can see over here, we know it is 100% what? It is 100% under. Is it family package? No, right? It's under child. Agree or disagree? All right. But before I do that, right, I also must remember that Miss Gopa also went in, right? Did Miss Gopa go in or not? She did what, right? And as an adult, she has to pay this. So we have to remove her away first. Do you understand or don't understand? So that we can find how much did she actually pay for the children.
$48.80.
So $60.80 minus away $12.80. Very good. $60.80 minus away $12.80, we get to an answer of $48. Why is it $48.80?
Oh yeah.
Right, it's $48. Isn't that true? So this is the amount that she has paid for the children. How many tickets can I buy with $48? Exactly. Number of
Six.
tickets. Very good. That's absolutely why the answer is 6, right? $48 divided by $8. Right? Because one ticket is $8. Understand or don't understand? Alright, so therefore this she actually had 6 tickets. 6 tickets for children. How many students did Miss Gopa take to the theme park? Your answer has to be 6. Now, whenever we solve a area of parameter question like this, the first thing we want to do is to read. If we know it's a square, we immediately go and write down all measurements first.
16 minus
Write down all measurements. Alright? And then from here itself, you can see 16 minus 12, that gets me to 4. This is 4. So mirror image 4, 9, 4, 9. From here, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find the area of the figure. So in order for me to find the area, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say area of the figure. Okay, the area of the figure in this situation, as you can see, it is going to be made up of, you can see, I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, yeah? It's going to be made up of two rectangles. So 9 times 4, well, you can just times 2, right? Plus 12 times 12. Got it? So this becomes what? 36 times 2 plus 144. Understand? All right, if we have 36 times 2, we get 72 plus 144, we get to 206 centimeters square, and that's your answer for the area. Okay? Well, then they moved on to ask us, hey, can you find for me the perimeter? All right, in terms of the perimeter, you always want to make sure you highlight the outside first. Right? I would say the perimeter is quite easy. All right, let's see whether if we have all of the measurements. Maybe the first thing I'll do is I'll draw a flag. Can you all see that I've drawn a flag? Okay, I draw a flag, and you can see based on the flag, as you can see over here, okay, I will start with 9, I will go down to 4. But I'm facing an issue. What exactly is this measurement over here? All right, but I know one thing for sure, isn't it? I know that this entire thing is 9, and that entire thing is 12. So the entire square is 12. So this has to be 12. Got it? What about these over here? We know that it's 12 minus 4, which gets me to 8. Okay, so if I have all of the measurements, I can start work. Okay, so I'm just going to do it over here. Peri of figure. Based on what I see, my flag is there. I'm going to start from 9 plus 4 plus 3. So once I'm done, I can put a tick. Okay, plus 9 plus 4 plus 9 plus 8 plus 12 plus 12 plus another 4. Okay, so when you add all of these things up together, 9 plus 4 plus 3 plus 9 plus 4 plus 9 plus 8 plus 12 plus 12 plus 4, you get to an answer of 74 cm. And this is your answer for this question. Okay, let's take a look at the next question. Now, over here, this is a fractions question. Okay, we obviously know that when it comes to a fractions question, the first thing we want to do, okay, for your level, at your level, okay, you are tasked to draw a mortar. Okay, you are tasked to draw a mortar. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to shade how many units in total? 5 units. And then what you're going to say is that this is what we call yellow, right? Now, then they moved on to say 541 cubes are blue, but we don't know how many are blue, right? But we just know that the remaining will be blue and white. Okay, so we are just going to write 541. Very good. So we're just going to write 541. White over here, we're going to 459. Exactly, right? So from here itself, we know that the total is 1,000. 1,000 actually refers to how many units?
4 units.
4 units, very good. So 4 units is going to be 1,000. 1 unit is going to be 250. Right? The question say, what did the question say? How many more yellow cubes than white
We need to find
cubes
yellow.
are there? We need to find yellow. Yellow is how
5
many units?
units.
Okay,
1,450.
very good. Okay, 250 times 5, we get to 1,250. So once I have my yellow, so I'm just going to put y over here. The question says yellow then white. Y is 459. So we are going to find the difference. Agree or disagree? We're just going to do 1,250 minus away 459. Is this something that you all can understand? 1,250 minus 459, and that's the reason why your answer for this question has to be 791. Okay, so when we look at pie chart, right, the first thing you want to understand is that when we look at a 90-degree, it will always be 1/4 in fraction. Understand? Why is that so? Because 90 degrees is 90 over 360. Right? So when you cancel the 0, you get 9 over 36. Then from here, you go and divide by 9, and you divide by 9, and you get to 1/4. Okay, so that is for dogs. Does it make sense to you? Now, of course, the question say what? What did the question say? The question say pet dogs and cats. Pet dogs and cats. Dogs and cats is 3/5. Does it make sense to you? So what we're going to do is we're going to do 3/5 minus 1/4. When we do that, okay, when we do 3/5 minus 1/4, we get to an answer of 7/20. Okay, what is 7/20? 7/20 is essentially my cats. True? So if this is 7/20, we want to make the denominator the same. True? So that means dogs is 5 over 20. Got it? So from here itself, is it obvious to you that 7 units is equals to 28? Then we will find 1 unit first. Okay, why? Because cats is 7 units. Make sense? Okay, we will get to an answer of 4. 1 unit is 4. The question wants us to find the total number. Whenever I see total number, right, in a fraction, I know that I have to look at the denominator. Does it make sense to you? Which is also equals to 20 units, right? So 4 times 20, we get to 80 units. And that, sorry, I apologize. It's not 80 units, it's 80 students. All right, and that is the reason why the answer for this question has to be 80 students in total. Now, then the question went on to ask what fraction of the students keep fish as pets? Okay, what fraction of the students keep fish as pets? Well, when you are faced with this, you got to first write out pets, or rather, fish over the total. How do I know that? Because as pets, that will be your fish, will be your numerator. Of the students, that means students will be your denominator. What is the total? Well, you all can see that the total is what? 80. What is the number of fish? How many of you can see that it's 15? Okay, so what you're going to do is just 15 over 80. When you have at 15 over 80, what you got to do is you got to divide by 5. Make sense? Okay, so 15 divided by 5, you get to 3. 80 divided by 5, you do your division, you get to 16. Can I further simplify? No, I cannot. Right? So that's the reason why your answer for this question has to be 3 over 16. Okay, and that's how you would do a question like this. Now, question number 2. Now, as you can see over here, it says that Hannah had 10 meters of lace. Okay. What did she do? 10 meters of lace. She used how much? 3.5 meters of it for curtains. Wait, stop right there and ask yourself, are you going to minus or are you going to add? Because she used what? True or not? If she used, that means to say we're going to remove it. True? So we're going to minus away 3.59 meters, okay? You can do your calculations at the side. 10.00. 10.00 minus away 3.59. Okay, how are you going to minus this? You can, I'm pretty sure all of you should know how to do this. So to save time, I will not go through that. Okay, we know it's 6.41 meters. And then after that, with the 6.41, she decided to use it for what? She's decided to use it for cushion covers. So she went on and said, you know what, I'm going to use it for cushion covers. So now she get to 5.16 meters. After that, then what she do? She cut the remaining lace into 2 equal pieces. Means what? She broke it up into half. True? So we divide by 2. Okay, maybe it's the division part that confuses you all. 2 times 2, 4. Bring down the 1, you get to 5. 10. Bring down the 1, you bring down the 6. True? 8. 60. No, but you think about it, can your answer be 258 meters? No, it cannot be, right? Bring up your father's mole has to be here. True? And that is the reason why your answer for this question has to be 2.58 meters. Now, question number 29 says that 2 oranges cost as much as 3 apples. That means 2 oranges is equals to 3 apples. Okay, that's the meaning of as much as. That is the meaning of as much as. Okay, what did Agi do? What did Agi do? Agi paid $15 for 4 oranges plus 4 apples is actually equals to $15. What can you see over here? How many of you can see that you can actually change the 4 oranges to how many apples? Treat everything as oranges or everything as apples. So it's because now you have oranges and apples. It's all confusing. Right? 6 apples. True? 6 apples plus 4 apples is equals to $15. So go and focus on 1 unit first, right? Focus on either finding all apples or oranges. So 1 apple is going to be, you just have to move back by 1. That is $1.50. Does it make sense to you? The question say, find the cost of 5 apples.
5 apples.
So 150 times 5. When you do that, all right, you can see $1.50. $1.50 times 5, you get to an answer of $7.50, and that's your answer for this question.
Hi everyone, if you like this video, you can click right here for a similar video, or you can view our playlist here.